Hello, friends. It is the head elf here at, Santa's Workshop South, right here at Mr. O'Neill's art class on YouTube. Hi, I'm Mr. O'Neill, and we are ready for another fun holiday inspired or winter inspired, depending on your point of view, is a craft that we're going to do, and we're going to make bottle snowmen. All right, totally recycling. And I call this bottle snowmen, but there's way more stuff that you can do with this. Doesn't have to be a bottle. I'm going to start with, and we're going to use a bottle of, I think this was Ensure, little healthy drink kind of thing, Boost, that sort of thing. But the cool thing is it just has this kind of roundy part at the top. You can do that with anything. You can do that with this bottle. You guys could do it if you don't have those bottles or that particular kind. You can make ones that are just like this out of my favorite recycled material. You can make them out of toilet paper tubes. You could do that. You could make it out of beads. Check this out. I've got this pack of, I have random craft stuff at my house. Yes, blame my mother. Yes, Nita Tremblay, you right there. That's why. Random craft stuff, these small head beads right there. You could use these, stack 3 of these things up. Ooh, you got a snowman. You could even, I've done it, this is a crazy one, snowman out of the golf balls, right? You could just stack up, hot glue some golf balls together. Same kind of thing that I'm going to teach you today. It applies for all of them. So you could do golf ball snowmen, any kind of recyclable snowman. But I am going to do with like an Ensure bottle, okay? So that's how I'm going to start. And, well, you get lucky. Some of these are white, right? Some of these are already like painted white. They come that way. They're in white plastic. I got clear ones. So I'm going to do some more stuff to it. If yours is white, hey, put some eyes, put some nose, do the other steps. You're great. To make this one white, I am going to use some yarn, right? I've got this whole spool of white yarn that I got, and I have cut off a super duper long piece, and I'm going to wrap this, okay? And how I'm going to do it, I'm going to glue it down, okay? And in children, safety tip number 1, if we're going to use hot glue, because I'm getting ready to use hot glue, you must have an adult person, okay? You must have an adult. Do you have to have that adult person if you do? No, you can use Elmer's. You can, right here. You can use regular glue. It just takes longer, okay? But if you are going to use a hot glue gun, please go locate an adult type person, all right? So I'm going to tighten down the cap right there. I want to start at the top of this. And I'm trying to decide which camera is going to be better to show it, but let's try my desktop camera. I'll try this one. Whoop. Wrong one. Let's do this. All right, yes, let's go with this. So right here, I am going to grab my hot glue gun, and I am going to put a daub of hot glue. This is going to be the back of my snowman where all this glue is. I'll put this glue right here on the back of him, and a little bit down the sides. See where I got glue right there? I am going to take the yarn, keeping my fingers way away from where the glue is, and drag this yarn through the glue. And I'm going to wrap it, and I'm going to wrap it, and I'm going to wrap it super tightly and just keep it to where it goes through that glue. And it's going to make the glue kind of bubble up and pop up and do craziness things. But that's okay, because again, this is the back of my snowman. When I run out of glue like that, it should, hopefully, you give it a second right there, that's going to hold, that glue is holding. I can take and put some more glue on here, just a little line that goes kind of down right there. A little line that goes down the bottle. And I'm going to continue wrapping. Try and keep it nice and even on the front, but on the back, it doesn't really matter what it looks like. But get this wrapped around, and this is the most time-consuming part of this project. If you are wrapping your toilet paper tube, if you want to wrap a toilet paper tube, you can totally do that. If you want to wrap a white bottle, if this was, the already white bottle. Now see, it's going to start falling down here when it goes. So you may have to go to the bottom of this and then come back up, right? So you just wrap it however you can get it to cover it and make your bottle white. cover up the rest of this. You're going to wrap that all the way around your snowman. I'm going to stop right there because I don't want to waste you guys' time. You can start to see what it looks like on the front. This is just this little extra bit, but you get that whole bottle wrapped. Wrap it all the way down, put your glue all the way down the back, and hopefully keep your yarn from tangling. So boom, get all this stuff wrapped up, wrap it all the way down the bottle. And that's your first step. And then you get, you know, your snowman, and just like any good cooking show, you know, Martha Stewart, love that. I have prepared this one that I prepared earlier. Yes, wrapped all the way up and down, okay? So now that we've got that, now we're gonna decorate them up, okay? Easy ways to do it. You can do anything you want to. If you just want to grab yourself like a black Sharpie and Sharpie on some eyes, go right ahead. Like put some pieces on there. I think I'm going to use some googly eyes on my deal. So these are really big googly eyes. I think I've got some small. Yeah, let's get some smaller googlies. Oh, this one's. And again, random craft stuff that lives at my house. That's how we roll. All right, so I'm going to get some googly eyes and put on my snowman. And again, you could do it with Elmer's. I'm, for the sake of speed, gonna do it with some hot glue. Just gonna put 2 little dabbies of glue right there on my snowman. I hate that you guys can't see this really well. Let's go to my other camera and let's see. There they are. There's the little dabs of glue. Woo. Be super insanely careful to not get your fingers in the hot glue. Okay, because it burns. Even though I'm using like a cool melt glue gun, it still burns. It does. So I'm keeping my fingers away from that glue until it's right there. All right, for the rest of them, you could use some other yarn. You could use like a pipe cleaner or a chenille stem. You could use that sort of thing in there. All of those pieces to get them. I think I'll use a chenille stem this time. Let's see if I can't make like a little smiley mouth. I noticed I have like a pair of cutting pliers for these things like right here handy from another craft that I did earlier today for another video. Check out my toy soldier craft video. This is a little fuzzy stick kind of thing. Yeah, look at he's funny. I don't know. I think that's a little bit big. That's a little out there, man. So I can cut some more of that off. Just got to make him the way you want him. Yeah, I like this better. That's nice. So let's get a little bit more of the hot glue. Put a little space on there. Be super careful right there. And I learned this lesson earlier too. I'm going to press it down with these little nice metal pliers instead of my fingers because metal pliers do not burn. My fingers do. So get that all in there. He's got a little cute face. All right. And you want to do, let's do a little bit more than just a little cute face on my snowman, right? We wanted to decorate him up a bunch. You want to add some arms, take the rest of that pipe cleaner right there, and you can, we can put it on the back. It might be better if we had some brown maybe, but so I'm going to put this on here, make some arms, I think, out of this guy. So on the back of him, again, with the hot glue. And do you have to follow these steps exactly how I do? Oh my goodness, no. All right, if you don't have the craft sticks, if you don't have the chenille stems, if you don't have the pipe cleaner things, don't do this part, right? If you don't have those, then you go outside and you get some branches and hot glue them on here. Oh my goodness. This is why you must have an adult, and apparently an adult that is older and wiser than Mr. O'Neill, because you need 3 hands to hold this thing. Oh, but the cuteness you still have. All right, you got to hold him down till he dries, because even the hot glue takes a little bit to do. Hold it. Patience. Sing your ABCs in your head, something like that. Sing a holiday tune. Jingle bells. Yeah. Anyway, hold that down. Get there. Now I'm going to decorate them some more. And I'm going to decorate them with some scrap fabric because there's scrap fabric all over everywhere in my house. If you don't have scrap fabric, you know, maybe you've got a worn out t-shirt, some old socks, right? Wash them first. Wash them. I know. Yeah. Yes. Wash the socks first. But if you've got some old creative socks or something, or some colorful socks, get that. I think I'm going to use this. I like this. Take this. All right, so I'm going to take this little scrap fabric. You know, that totally comes from my grandmother. My grandmother, yeah, fabric everywhere. So I'm going to cut a long rectangular piece of this. Long rectangle. All the way down. Does it have to be exact? No, absolutely not. So I've just got something like this, and I like to maybe fold them over. And I'm just going to kind of wrap this over top of those arms somewhere around where would be my snowman's neck, right? Like give him a little scarf, you know, and it'll go in if your glue is still wet. It can go in that wet glue. If your glue is dried, like mine pretty much has here too, you can put some more on there just to kind of get that scarf a sticking in here. Oh, there, sticks over there. Ooh. Careful of the hot glue so you don't end up hearing Mr. O'Neill scream on camera because he put his finger in the hot glue. Get right there, you know, make him a little scarf, little nice scarf right there. That's fun. You could sit there and do the same thing. You can make him all kinds of different hats. If you didn't have this scrap hat ribbon, I could have just put him a little ribbon scarf around there. That might have been easier. Let's see. Let's add 2 scarves. There are no rules. 2 scarves. No waiting. All right. So let's check this out. Take him right here. Let's put fabric down. Yeah, you see better when I don't do it on the black desk. It's just kind of, I think this ribbon will work better because I don't think my scrap fabric was quite long enough. So I'll just take this ribbon and give it a nice little tie. Just a little quick one around his neck. Move it and groove it and get it where it needs to be. Maybe give it 2 ties so it's actually gonna like stay on there, but yeah. Throw your snowman across the room because that's, you know, how that goes. But look at there. He's got like this cute little ribbony thing on there. Yeah, that's getting there. That's getting some stuff. So, you know, nose, if we want to do a nose for my snowman friend, you can cut some little craft foam, get something orange, anything orange. I'm going to use, again, one of those little pipe cleaners. I got an orange pipe cleaner. Cut a little bit off. He doesn't need a super ridiculously long nose. Back to my friend hot glue. And again, I promise you Elmer's will do this, but you will sit there for a long time if you were waiting on your Elmer's to dry when you were doing something like this. And the more you move, the longer it takes Elmer's to dry. Okay? So we're getting there. I could be done right now. I could be finished. I could be through. But I'm gonna up it a little bit. I'm gonna keep going. You know, extra. You know, anything worth doing is worth overdoing. That's the specials motto at Pathways. So we're gonna go ahead and let's make him a hat. Yes, he's got a cute little hat, but you know, if you wanted him to be all traditional, all frosty, you know, bust out something like an old film container. Yes, children, go ask your grandparents what film is. This is, you know, right there. You bust out an old film container that would look like a top hat. We could take his, you know, little red hat off and get that glued on. We'd have to, you know, do something to that little top. But we could leave this. Get a piece of black pipe. I think that's what I used. This is just some black water pipe is what I used on my golf ball snowman. But for this, let's make him a fabric hat. Okay, we'll do that. So we're going to spread out my fabric here, and I'm going to use this piece because it's bigger this time. And I'm going to grab and cut myself like a big chunk like that, right? Okay. Cut myself a big old chunk, big square. Make sure you use the good side of your fabric. This is a nice bright side, and then there's kind of a duller side. Most of the time you want to use the bright side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of wrap this, I think, around his head. Yeah, I cut myself enough to do that. So again, here's with the hot glue. And if you want this to be removable, you just do it on the cap. So I'm going to put some hot glue liberally all over the cap, all around the sides of the cap. Do you have to glue it on here? No, you really don't. You could sew this on there. You could just glue it on there. You could use some fabric glue, any of those things. So let's get that placed on there. Do not just press ridiculously hard on here, because will the hotness of that glue go right through this fabric? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Wait till it cools. Again, if you're using the glue gun, adult with the hot glue gun. All right, I'm gonna put another little dab on the back to seal that up. Right there. Yes, that hat looks ridiculous. I know that. I'm not done. Right? So I'm going to make this look more like a toboggan, I'm going to grab me a piece of yarn. Oh, I'm going to grab some blue yarn. I had a little piece of blue yarn right here. You don't need to be that long. A little short piece right there. Blue yarn. And I am going to... Can you see that? The glue gun out of the way. Sort of. Come on, camera. Woo. There we go. So I'm going to take this and I am going to grab it and I'm going to tie it around. I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times. His hat somewhere in there. Wrap it around again. I can't decide if I want to do my tie on the front or the back. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's yours. You do you. All right, so I'm going to tie this thing. Tie it. Probably tie it a couple of times so it does not come undone. Right there. Oh, yes, it still looks ridiculous, Mr. O'Neill. I know. All right, so let's cut off some of this extra yarn. Cut off some of this extra yarn. Cut off some of this extra stuff at the top. And fringe it. Fringe it. Fringe. Everybody loves fringe, right? Fringe just means like little loose pieces, right? So I'm going to cut this into some little fringy bits. I'm just going to cut little lines into it. Cut, 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 keeping my fingers way away from it. And we have immediately made a little toboggan. He's got like a little toboggan on now. Man, this guy is so stinking cute. Okay, the two scarves is a bit much, man. I know, but I was cold. Yeah, well. So here's what you can do with this. You guys can put some more decoration on here. Something as simple as taking your black Sharpie and, you know, let's give my little friend some eyebrows. Yeah, a little more decoration. Some eyebrows. Let's put his, you know, the cold buttons on there. Let's put his little buttons. I don't love this with the Sharpie. I don't love it because it doesn't show up quite as much. But you guys could do this if you cut out some leather or cut out some black craft foam or black fabric or anything. Just anything that gives it a little button. So here he is. There you go. Lots of things you can do with this guy. Right here, if you screw off that top that we put on and you put something heavy down in his base, if you put some heavy stuff down in here, then he'll just sit on the shelf. He'll just sit, and he's got a lot of weight to him, and he's just sits on your mantle, so that sort of thing. You can do that to him. That's probably what I'm going to do with this guy. Put some rice in there, maybe something heavy, something that'll do it. Or if you want this guy to hang on a tree, he is pretty much light enough to hang as an ornament. You can go ahead and grab yourself just some string, grab it, cut yourself a good chunk of string. That's 8-10 inches. I don't measure anymore. It's just a big chunk of string. And then I would always, I like to tie a knot in this end. So I'm going to put both of those ends together, loop them around, tie a little knot, put both of those ends through there. And the only reason I tie this knot is this knot gives me something to glue, right? Is it sticks on the glue really well. So I'm going to go over here on the back of his head. No, don't glue on the back of my head. Yes, hot glue on the back of the snowman's head. He'll be all right. He's only going to feel it for a minute. So I put some glue right there. Don't put your fingers in it. Adults, I'm talking to you. I know, because this is supposed to be adults that are doing this, Use your Sharpie top. Use the Sharpie top and press that down into the glue, right? Yes. Get it glued in there so it does not, see? Because that would have been your finger. Yeah, that's why we do this. I've learned most of the time. All right, so we do that, and then when that dries, a little hang. And that's why you wait until that dries. You didn't know you were going to get a blooper reel on today's Mr. O'Neill's art class, but yes, let's wait till that dries. And then you can hang this little guy up on your tree if you're going to add that little ornament. But I like him on the shelf, just as he little sits on the shelf. All right, so boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, there is my recycled bottle snowman. I hope you have enjoyed this holiday craft episode of Mr. O'Neill's art class. Make me one of them. Send me some pictures when you do it. I want to see what yours looks like, because there's so much different things that you could do with your bottle snowman. All right. Be safe, be well, have good holidays, make some art over the holidays, and send it to me. Send it to me. I want to see it. All right. Bye, guys.